Not every disability can be seen. When people look at me, they see somebody that is in shape. They see someone that's, they perceive to be healthy. But what they don't know is there's a constant battle inside. There's a constant, war, if you will, that's never ending. In January of 2004, I was an airborne infantryman. Throughout my time in service, I did 2 combat tours to Iraq. So on June 28, 2005, I was struck by an IED, and in the blink of an eye, our entire world changed. I can still remember when I was hit. I can still remember the ringing in the ears and the taste of the dirt in my mouth, but what I remember the most is the loss of my really close friend in the military. He's the first friend I ever had, Rafael Carrillo. There's many days I wonder if I've earned his sacrifice. So with that, there's been a lot of survivor's guilt. There's been a lot of, why am I still here? And he's not. Upon exiting the military, I struggled with deep, deep depression. I didn't feel like I belonged in the very society that I swore to serve. I didn't feel, I had a purpose anymore. I literally didn't know what to do with myself or what to think. So in July of 2015, I made a decision to consume a lot of alcohol and attempted to take a lot of my prescription medication to kind of just end it all. And that was the turning point in my life. And I was sitting on the floor in my kitchen sending out goodbye text messages, and my wife had contacted the police. She had received word of what was happening, and luckily for me, the police were sitting right outside my door having lunch. PTSD is, post-traumatic stress disorder. It is a physical and mental response to a memory. It is no different than a scar that you would get from a visual wound. And it comes in many faces. It presents itself as depression. It presents itself as anxiety, low self-esteem. What made me decide to change, what made me decide to seek help, was my daughters, was my 3 girls. I sought treatment at the VA for my PTSD and depression. And then my life started to change. Everything started to come together. And then in December of 2015, I lost my brother to suicide. Enough's enough. It's time that somebody spoke out and said something, that there's an epidemic within our culture of hiding mental illness. And I felt that it was my responsibility to him to let people know that it's okay to not be okay. When I lost my brother to suicide, I did a 22-mile walk in 2016, which has since become a staple within our community. And the 22-mile walk, it's not necessarily about the physical feat. It's about what it represents. The distance is long. It's a long, hard road. And that represents the constant battles one's face with PTSD and depression. So in March of 2018, I started 22 Fitness, which is a fitness program free for veterans to help treat the symptoms of PTSD and depression. I decided to use the one thing in the military that generally brought us all together, and that was physical fitness. And we all work out together. So it builds that camaraderie again, it builds that culture. And with that, I have found that a lot of service members have opened up, through that class on, this is what I'm doing. This is where I'm at in my life today.
Before I met Dan, I was a mess. For so long, I was made to feel that I wouldn't go anywhere in life. that I wouldn't succeed, that everything that I touched gets messed up. For a really long time, I stopped trying. Dan has helped me get over these feelings. I always thought the only way that you can help mental health concerns or behavioral concerns is through medication. That was it. That was my mindset. One of the biggest things that I value about 22 Fitness is that you can help yourself with the most natural thing possible, which is fitness. Dan and 22 Fitness have literally saved my life. They've saved my career. They've saved my relationship with my children. To me, they were sent by God.
I was in the Marine Corps from 2000 to 2004. I was shipped out to Iraqi Freedom, and I was part of the invasion. I met Dan through a job we had. So I saw him posting on Facebook, right, that he was gonna start some exercise thing, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, Dan wanted to film his classes so that he could share it on Facebook so that you could like follow along at home. So I started filming his exercises. I was like, this is kind of cool. Yeah, it just became a big passion of mine, so I've been doing that since. Who would have thought, you know, some jarhead is gonna be taking pictures and doing videos, you know, never in 1,000 years would I would have thought. Because of him, or through him, I found a passion. Don't let the name fool you. Don't let fitness fool you. It's a family, it really is.
Me personally, I always find importance in having a direction, and having a purpose, and having a mission. And that's one of the main things that led me to Goodwill, was having a mission. And that mission is serving our community. And I was very aware of what Goodwill does, the services they provide. I was not aware that they had also an operations side of things. And being prior service, we're very good at operational type environments, production-based environments. I was working for another company as an operations manager. This position popped up. I read it. That's for me. So I applied, and it was literally the best thing that's ever happened. I was so happy to land here. You know, when you're in the military, you have brotherhood and camaraderie and this family type environment. From the moment I walked in and I walked through the halls of our main campus, I felt like I had camaraderie again. I felt like I had a family again.
Since he started working at Goodwill, for sure, you could see he was a lot happier.
His self-confidence has grown. He knows that he can do whatever he puts his mind to. And having the position at Goodwill has really helped him build that confidence. Coming
to Goodwill really helped me overcome a lot of obstacles with my post-traumatic stress disorder. The one thing in common between military leadership and leadership here at Goodwill is you have the power of the whole mentality, the teamwork aspect. To see people with disabilities show up to work every single day, and to see them overcome their challenges, and to see them appreciate the opportunities that Goodwill has provided is inspiring. And it makes me want to give 110% to them every day, because that's what they give me.